Viewers, let's go straight across to the breaking news that's coming in on the broadcast. The High Court has taken cognizance of the killer stampede that took place in Bengaluru yesterday. The matter will be taken up in the next couple of hours. I want to get in my colleague Deepak Bopanna, who's been tracking every detail of this shocker of a story from Bengaluru. Deepak, take us through the expected developments that are likely to take place in the court today.
Well, there were several requests that were made to take up this matter suo motu from by the Karnataka High Court, but the court today, while today it resumed at about 10:30, the judge walks in with a newspaper talking about the tragedy that occurred, and then the Advocate General was also there pointing out that this needs to be looked at. They've now asked this matter to be heard around 2:30, where the Advocate General on behalf of the government will be submitting a detailed exactly happened, at least preliminary report that is in front of them. They've also told the court that the government has already ordered a magisterial inquiry into the case, and they're saying that there is no question. It has indeed happened, and they have been taking all necessary measures, and they're going to, of course, give this report to the court. What this report will have to say is going to be interesting. Meanwhile, there were certain advocates who were present there who also pointed out security lapses as to how certain people made their way into the High Court, climbed the compound walls, jumped inside, were standing on top of the High Court compound. This, of course, was something that was pointed out. All of these issues will be raised again at 2:30 when the matter will be heard in the Karnataka High Court.
All right. In about 3.5 hours from now is when the matter will be taken up by the Karnataka High Court. Remember, a report has to be submitted by the Advocate General. Ahead of that, the court has taken suo motu cognizance of the stampede that took 11 lives. On your screens, viewers, if you're just tuning in right now, are those images of the victims of that stampede yesterday. The average age there, as we've been pointing out, is 23. 23 is the average age of these victims who've been the victim of bad planning and, of course, the fact that everybody wanted to take credit at a time when preparations should have been made before planning for such a grand event. Now, Deepak, as we await the details and developments that are going to take place in court, talk to us about also the kind of developments that are taking in, because there's also politics that's exploding on this fact. Okay, we're going to try and connect with Deepak in just a bit, but viewers tuning in right now, it's important to point out that as on one end are, of course, the administrative developments that will proceed after that shocker of a case that came out yesterday. On the other end, of course, is the political slugfest that has also exploded. There is the Congress versus BJP fact that is exploding right now, and the BJP cornering the government, saying that there was no preparation that was made. What was the need to actually have parallel programs, when the police said, and the police and the administrative machinery said that they were not prepared? There was the event at Vidhan Sauda and, of course, the parallel event at the stadium. Capacity was 35,000. 1 lakh people had come, which is where this tragedy struck. And the surge in the crowd was because the administrative machinery was ill-prepared. The police mechanism and the police machinery was completely taken off guard. Deepak continues to be with us. Deepak, as we await the developments in the High Court, talk to us about the latest developments that are unfolding, also the political slugfest that has exploded over this.
Well, the court now has taken cognizance of the matter. It will be hearing this at around 2:30, where the Advocate General will also bring in the details that they have about what led to the stampede and what followed later. What I'm learning is that there were certain advocates too who wanted to raise some concerns, and they will also be allowed to point this out during the next hearing at 2:30. The court, of course, expressed its anguish, also its unhappiness over what had transpired. The Advocate General, who was present during that time, he as well had decided that he will tell the court that there has been a magisterial inquiry, and more importantly will also be submitting these details on behalf of the government. When the matter is heard again at 2:30, Let's, of course, find out how things unfold. And with this report that is being submitted, whether there'll be anything new other than what was already presented to the state government yesterday by the DG, whether any new findings will be made available to the court is also an important aspect to note here.
Wait, what could be and the latest findings that will come in as questions have been raised and difficult questions that the government needs to answer, the administrative machinery needs to be held accountable for. People's lives have been lost. 45 people have been injured and 11 have lost their lives, young lives lost in Bengaluru. And Deepak, while we continue to tell all the latest developments that are coming in as far as this story is concerned, I want to understand and also, bring out one fact that many have been grappling with, a reality that something that many felt that an urban tragedy, something like that, like what is happening right now in Bengaluru, to take place at the heart of Bengaluru, in IT city, the kind of preparations that should have been there were completely missing, something that many feel wouldn't probably be expected from the heart of the IT capital of the country.
Well, yes, it was, quite an uncalled for situation. Could have been averted is, the common opinion when you speak to everybody. They wanted this to be a moment of celebration turned into tragedy. With the courts now taking cognizance, with, the matter to be heard there, with a ministerial inquiry as well being ordered, whether the truth will emerge, could this tragedy, in fact, could it have been avoided? These are the questions that really loom large at the moment.